Hello everyone, I am Dr. Kishore Kiran. I am the Director and Consultant Surgeon at Vein Miracles, Varicose Vein and Piles Treatment Center. We will be discussing about Pilemagic. What is Pilemagic? Pilemagic is an innovative product which is capable of relieving all the symptoms of hemorrhoids instantly without any side effects when it is inserted into the anal canal. So this is the world's first wearable device for relieving the symptoms of hemorrhoids. Now let us discuss about the mechanism of action of Pilemagic. And in order to understand how Pilemagic works, we have to understand how the symptoms of piles are caused. So if we want to understand how the symptoms of piles like itching and burning sensation occur, we'll have to understand structure of piles. Piles is actually a bag of varicose veins. So if you take varicose veins and put it in the anal canal in a bag, then it is called the piles. So if this is the anal canal and if the veins are there, the varicose veins are there, then this is called piles. Okay, so what happens initially when you strain at stools, the blood comes into the vein and then goes back normally. There is no problem. At this point of time, there are no symptoms of hemorrhoids. The patient may not even know that he or she may have hemorrhoids. But if you go to the doctor and get a checkup inside the anal canal, you can see that there is a small swelling inside the anal canal. So the piles can be asymptomatic initially, but later on, if you strain at stools, what happens is when you strain at stools, the blood gushes into the vein and it's not able to go back because this is not a normal vein. It is a varicose vein and the blood is not able to go back properly. So when the blood is not able to go back properly, the piles which was initially small in size gradually begins to increase in size. So at some point of time, it may even come out of the anal canal. Okay, so this is what is happening. So every day when you strain at stools, slightly this bag becomes bigger and bigger, and at a point of time, what happens is when it comes out of the anal canal, this part, some veins of some hemorrhoidal veins may get a kinking like this because it is coming out of the anal canal, the blood is not able to go back. So this is what is called a kinking of the hemorrhoidal veins. Okay, so the real problem for the symptoms of piles is the kinking of the hemorrhoidal veins, and after the kinking has happened, the body understands that there is some problem, and then inflammatory mediators, these are chemicals, are released at the site of vein, and these inflammatory mediators are the real reason for the itching, the burning sensation, the pain, and even the bleeding. The veins may break open and then bleed. So all these inflammatory mediators are causing the symptoms of piles for the patient. So now, normally if the patient is having piles and is having some symptoms after defecation, what he does is he goes to the medical shop and gets some painkillers or they apply some ointments. When these ointments are all anti-inflammatory medications. So the medicines what we take through the mouth are anti-inflammatory, which means these are not against the kinking of the hemorrhoidal veins, but against the chemicals that has been released here. So this is now for past hundreds of years, piles is being treated as a chemical problem. Okay, and all these chemicals are being eaten up, and then the patient feels some kind of relief when you apply the ointment or when you take the painkiller medication. But the real problem has not been solved. So now at Vein Miracles, through years of experimentation and observation, we have found out that if you reduce the kinking of the hemorrhoidal veins like this, this is a Pilemagic, if you introduce it to the anal canal, what happens is the kinking of the hemorrhoidal veins are getting relieved, and this will cause the blood to flow again. Previously the blood was not flowing, but now when the Pilemagic was introduced and the piles is being, the prolapse of the pile mass is reduced, the blood is now able to flow again. So when the blood is flowing again, the body senses that there is no problem. So it calls back all the soldiers that has been deployed. So when the soldiers are going back, the body automatically reduces the inflammation because the inflammatory mediators are automatically taken back by the defense system of the body. So this Pilemagic is a more natural way of controlling the inflammation rather than using all the chemicals in the world to reduce inflammation. The real reason for the inflammation is the kinking of the hemorrhoidal veins, and it should be treated. The ideal treatment should be to relieve the kinking of the hemorrhoidal veins and not use chemicals. The real reason for the symptom is the kinking of the hemorrhoidal veins, which should be addressed rather than the reason of the chemical mediators. We use all the chemicals in the world to take away all the chemicals which has been released, but the real reason has not been addressed for the past hundreds of years. But now we have we have identified the real reason for the hemorrhoids is the kinking of the hemorrhoidal veins, which is a mechanical problem which should be corrected mechanically like this. And if you push the Pilemagic inside the anal canal, what it does is reducing the pile mass. By doing so, what it does is reducing all the kinking of the hemorrhoidal veins and making the blood flow again, which is more a natural way of correcting the symptoms of hemorrhoids. So this is how the Pilemagic works.